The New York Knicks got a very secret steal in the OG Anunoby trade, and obviously I'm not talking about OG, I'm talking Precious Achuiwa. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. My name is Chris, and we're going to jump right into things as we always do. However, very quickly, guys, the sub graphic is back. 84% of you who are watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. If we could get that number up, that would be absolutely huge. However, that's really all we're going to talk about. We're here to talk basketball, so let's just jump right in now and basically just say the Knicks got a steal in Precious Achuiwa. Obviously, we know the Knicks needed some more center depth after learning a few weeks back that Mitchell Robinson will be out for the rest of the season after getting surgery on his ankle. And the Knicks needed someone to just come in and basically play those minutes as Jericho Sims took the injury, and he was struggling as a starter for a little bit. And the Knicks now have some more depth at the big man position, and he's just an exciting young player. Precious Achuiwa now gets some real moments to try to show off what he's got. And also, he's from the Bronx after moving from Africa, so he's back home as far as home goes in America for him and his family, which is awesome. Also, you guys should just look him up and check out just his life story because it's awesome, and his siblings all have amazing names similar to Precious's name. One of their names is God's Will. The rest of them have names similar to that. It's absolutely great. But really, we're here to talk basketball. So, this is from 2 years ago, obviously, but it shows something that Knicks fans have wanted for a while. In his last 40 games at the time, Precious Achuiwa was shooting 41.3% from the three-point range. And last season, before that, he did not hit a single three, going 0 for 1 on the year. And then the year after, he took 109 three-point attempts. So clearly, Precious Achuiwa has been working on that three-point shot. It's not really showing this year. He's shooting around 28% from three, which isn't great. He's a pretty streaky shooter. But it does give you someone who can keep the defense honest at the perimeter enough. They know Precious is going to shoot it. They're either going to learn to leave him open or not. And if Precious can prove that he can hit around a three per game, that will open up the floor so much for guys like Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to take it to the hole. And Precious is just a hype guy to have. I mean, look, sometimes he's going to rebound the ball and just bring the ball up the floor and try to move fast in transition. The guy is a super athlete. And if there's anything that you want to bank on in basketball, it's athleticism. Because if you're athletic, you can learn the rest of the game to a degree. He's only 6'8", but he can pull down rebounds with the best of them. He's so ferocious. He basically just gives some hard-nosed player who's going to bring that New York energy of I'm going to outwork you or die trying, which is exactly what you want to see with the New York Knicks and with this squad. They have a guy like that in Josh Hart. Dante DiVincenzo shows that. Jalen Brunson shows that. Now they got another one in Precious. We're bringing that New York grit very hard, and I love it. And let's just look at this series that Precious had against the Toronto Raptors, or against the Philadelphia 76ers the last time the Raptors were in the playoffs. One game he had 20 points. Another game he had 17 points. He was pulling down some good rebounds, and obviously this was mainly against Joel Embiid. He was playing big minutes, and he was showing that he has the ability to show up. The 76ers were obviously not as good as the Toronto Raptors. Said that wrong. The Toronto Raptors were not as good as the 76ers. It's been a long day. I'm exhausted, guys. But the big thing here is that the Knicks got a good backup big man who is just going to give electric energy. And look, from what I've seen of Precious, the big thing here, and I actually saw this in a comment too, sometimes he'll make some bad decisions with the ball. He's not really going to have the ball in his hands that much. Like, we know how the centers on the Knicks work. He's not really going to get too many chances to touch the ball. I cannot wait to watch him in pick and roll sets with Jalen Brunson and with other guys on the team because it will be really interesting to see him roll to the hoop. He's a good roll man, and he can fly. So hopefully the Knicks will throw him lobs. The Knicks didn't really do that with Mitch. Maybe they'll open that up with Precious. Hopefully they will because he's such a great lob threat. His offensive rebounding is very nice. He basically is like, it's hard to compare him to another player, but he's just sort of in that Bam Adebayo sense of I'm undersized and I'm going to compensate for that with just outworking and outmuscling everyone and being a freak athlete, which we love to see. Working hard is always the best ability on the court, and as we know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Shout out KD in the movie Thunderstruck. Actually, not shout out KD because what he's done to the Knicks. But really, I'm very excited to watch Precious Achuiwa with the Knicks. There's a chance that we're going to see him come into the starting lineup a few times and have Isaiah Hartenstein play more minutes off the bench than Precious is. Though we do know that Tibbs, or because we do know that Tibbs likes to use Hartenstein with the bench unit, he fits well there. And even if he's going to be playing the bulk of the center minutes, Precious might get that starting job. That could be very, very interesting to see how he works with the starters. He doesn't need to take a ton of shots to be effective. He can block shots really well because he's got bounce. We just need to hope that he could sort of work on a little bit of the fundamentals, but he's still young. He's still got time to do that. He's got a lot of good pedigree being part of the Heat culture for a year, and then going up to Toronto, and Toronto does have some of the best player development in the league. If you look at both Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam, they both spent time with Raptors 905 before actually breaking out and becoming great players, especially Siakam. Even OG, we saw him get developed into what he is now, and now he's a tremendous player who's going to be working hard for the New York Knicks. And I am just so thrilled about it. I cannot wait to see Precious play. I think he's really the most underrated part of this trade because when the Knicks got him, they basically covered themselves because we saw Jericho Sims get injured. And as awesome as Taj Gibson is for veteran presence, Taj is not better than Precious Achuiwa. And I don't know if Taj should really be getting minutes at this point in his career. He should be there. I think he's actually going to be a huge help to Precious. He's going to be able to mentor him very well. And it's going to be something that we should keep a close eye on. But now the Knicks have actual depth at the big man position, which is huge news for the team. They desperately needed some sense of just some guy who could really just come in there and outwork everyone. And now they got that. They got a guy who's just great. And here are his career stats. We're also going to go into his 36 minutes. Wow, I'm struggling to talk right now. His first season averaged 5 points, 3 rebounds, got around 12 minutes per game. Probably his best NBA season was his third year. He was getting around 21 minutes, putting up 9 points, pulling down 6 rebounds. Doing well. Also he's getting routinely around 2 offensive rebounds per game for a career average, which is really nice to see. Because as we know, one of the big strengths of the Knicks is that Hartenstein and especially Mitchell Robinson have been so great with getting offensive boards, and losing Mitch just was going to hurt so much when it came to just possessions that the Knicks could have had that were lost, less second chance opportunities. Then Hartenstein, since Mitch's injury, has led the league in offensive rebounds, and now you're going to get another guy in Precious who's very good at grabbing down offensive boards, and he can go up very strong, or he can kick it out to some open guys around the court. Having OG means the Knicks have more shooting. Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle is a better shooting core than just the same 3 guys with RJ Barrett, because OG is the better shooter than RJ. And so that'll help a lot. You can't really fully collapse on offensive rebounds as much, and Precious is going to try to make teams do that. So it's very exciting to see. I cannot wait for tomorrow night, Monday, against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Precious will have his work cut out for him, because if he's playing those backup spots, he's going to have to go up against Naz Reid, who's probably the best backup big man in the league. Not to mention that Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert will also be there. So we're going to see how Precious looks, how he feels in that New York Knicks jersey with that New York Knicks hard-nosed culture. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll say it now. I do think that Precious Achuiwa is going to be a major steal for the New York Knicks. There's a good chance that Hartenstein leaves in the offseason because he's going to play so well that someone's going to offer him a starting job that he's going to take. And Precious could very well be the Knicks' backup center for the next few years to come. So I'm super interested to see that. Hopefully it all works out. And thank you guys so much for watching. That's really all that we got for right now. We're making videos like crazy, guys. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It means the absolute world to us. Make it your New Year's resolution. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Come on. I watch YouTube too. I realize that if I subscribe to someone, I don't even know if I'm really going to notice it. So just hit the subscribe button. Doesn't do you anything negative, and it does us a whole lot of positives. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Go Knicks.